Recipe number 1 is our slow cooker silver side. This is something that is a crowd favorite from our toddler all the way through to us as adults. And we even have a leftover recipe that the kids absolutely love. There are only 5 ingredients in this recipe and it's my mum's recipe, so it is tried and true. You will need 1 silver side, which we're gonna put into the slow cooker. We're gonna dice the carrot and the onion and put that into the slow cooker. This is more so for seasoning. We're not going to actually use this when serving up dinner. Then we're gonna add 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce and drizzle the roast with some honey. Finally, we're going to fill up the slow cooker pot to the line with some water, put the lid on, and off we go. This silver side has been cooking all day. It's now 4 o'clock and we usually eat dinner around 5:30. So I'm just going to get the final step of dinner ready, and that is to roast some vegetables. So I will make some white sauce as well. This is really easy. Tonight for our veggies, we're gonna have some slinky potatoes, some crinkle cut carrots, and finally some garlic and parmesan zucchinis. So let's get to the final step of dinner and then serve it up to the family. Potatoes first, and I'll probably leave them in for about 10 minutes before adding the zucchini and carrots. Obviously they're going to take less time to cook, so I'm not going to put them in at the same time. Before serving, I will mix my milk and white sauce packet mixed together and serve it up to the family. Good morning friends, and welcome back to our second recipe, where tonight we will be serving our family pulled pork tacos. Usually I do use beef mince with this, but because I'm trying to give a selection of proteins for this week's slow cooking meals, I am going to be using pork today. I've just realized getting the ingredients out of the pantry that I forgot to pick up beans. So I highly recommend getting some red kidney beans or maybe a 4-bean mix. I enjoy that in my tacos, but obviously the kids are kind of hit and miss with it, so I'm sure they will be appreciative for not having beans tonight. Now this recipe is really easy for the slow cooker. You only need 5 ingredients, which is the pork, some chicken stock, garlic, a tin of tomatoes, and then the seasoning from the taco kit. When Edmund goes down for his midday sleep, I will chop up the salad and Glad wrap it and put it in the fridge. And then tonight, dinner is gonna be so simple to serve, which is the reason why I love using my slow cooker. Before I put my pork fillet into the slow cooker, I am going to stab it a couple of times just to allow the flavors to infuse as it cooks throughout the day. You could leave it whole, you could chunk size it or cut it in half depending on the size of your slow cooker, because at the end of the day we will be shredding it. It's day 3 of cooking with our slow cooker, and tonight we're doing a family favorite of spaghetti and meatballs. Now, one thing that I do like to do is take a bit of a shortcut and get some pre-made meatballs from Aldi, and I like to actually put them into the freezer just so while it's cooking all day, I feel like the frozen meatball holds its shape better. Like with most slow cooked dishes, this is going to be in 2 parts. So to begin with, this morning we are going to be putting our sauce and meatballs into the slow cooker and cooking it on low. And then half an hour before serving, I'm going to put the pasta in, and it's going to soak up all of that sauce and cook al dente, which is delicious. I have found in previous times of cooking this, if the pasta is still a bit uncooked, just add a little bit more water and let it sit for a little bit longer and it should be fine. To begin with, we're going to be adding 1 jar of tomato passata. We're going to be using my favorite, all-time favorite spaghetti sauce. You could use a tin of tomatoes. We're going to add 1 cup of beef stock and a teaspoon of garlic. Mix it all together and then place the meatballs into the slow cooker and cook on low for 8 hours. Another day, another slow cooker dinner, and for night number 4, we are going to be doing a roast chicken. Now, I love doing this dinner because it's so easy and simple. I slow cook the chicken throughout the day, and about half an hour before serving it, I put it in a hot oven just to get that skin nice and crispy, which for Michael and I, we really love it. This is a really simple dinner because tonight I'm just serving it with salad, which is going to be a pre-made bag. Before putting the chicken into the slow cooker, I am going to pat it down and make sure that there are no excess juices anywhere, both inside or outside of the chicken. I'm then going to use some alfoil and make some little balls, and these are going to be used at the base of the slow cooker so that the chicken is elevated and it's not going to stick to the base of the slow cooker. I'm going to add some moisture into the bottom of my slow cooker. So I'm going to add 1 cup of chicken stock and a teaspoon of garlic. This is going to help infuse and steam the chicken as it cooks throughout the day. Finally, I'm going to season my chicken, and I am really sorry in advance, but there are no specific measurements for this. I just eyeball it off what I and my family like to eat. So I'm going to use some garlic powder, rosemary, thyme, and paprika. If you have onion powder, I usually use this as well, but we've run out, unfortunately. One thing that I have learned is if you want that chicken to look like it's got that brown skin at the end, definitely add your smoked paprika because that adds color to the skin. Now that it's all set and ready to go, I will see you back in 8 hours. Being the end of the week, it is our 5th and final slow cooker meal, and we're going to do something really simple and cozy and just a great winter Friday night meal, and that is baked potatoes. Another reason why I love having this recipe on a Friday night is because we do our shopping on Saturday, and if there's anything in the fridge that I want to use up, it can make great alternative toppings. Kind of think a baked potato is like a pizza base. It's just that blank canvas and you can choose your toppings. It really is super duper easy. We're going to wash our baked potatoes. Then once they're thoroughly washed, we are going to use a fork and just poke it a couple times, prick the surface area. Then we're going to season it with some oil and salt. And then finally we're going to wrap it in some alfoil, making sure that it's nice and airtight to keep all that moisture in and allow it to cook evenly, and place it in our slow cooker. For this recipe you can cook it on high for the 4.5 hours, or you can cook it on low for 7.5. We will be doing low and slow. And then tonight we are going to make some Hawaiian themed baked potatoes. So we're going to use some ham, pineapple and sour cream.